clicked on this video, it's because you're tired. And I'm not just talking about missing some sleep last night or that kind of tired where you grab a coffee and you're good to go. I'm talking about the kind of tired that lives in your bones, the kind of tired that doesn't go away no matter how much you rest. You're tired of waking up already exhausted. You're tired of putting on a brave face for everyone else while inside you feel like you're running on empty. You're tired of the pressure, tired of the expectations, tired of feeling like you're giving more than you have to give. And most of all, you're tired of being tired. If that's you, I want you to know two things right off the bat. First, you're not alone. More people than you think are walking around with that same weight on their shoulders, feeling like they're about to collapse. They just don't talk about it. And second, you're not broken. You're not weak. What you're experiencing has a name, and that name is burnout. And the fact that you're here right now listening means that some part of you is ready to understand it, ready to face it, and maybe even ready to start healing from it. That's my promise to you today, is that in the time we're together, I'm going to walk you through what burnout really is, why it happens, and most importantly, how to climb out of it and keep it from pulling you back in. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This isn't about pretending. It's not about pretending everything's fine or throwing fake positivity at you. This is about having an honest conversation, the kind you'd have with someone who really cares about you, who sees what you're going through, and who wants to see you come out of the other side on top and victorious. So let's start with this. Burnout is not the same as being tired. Being tired is normal. You pull a late night, you work a long shift, you miss some sleep, and yeah, you feel drained, but you bounce back after a good night's rest or a weekend off. Burnout is different. Burnout is when exhaustion becomes your baseline. It's when no matter how much you sleep, you still wake up heavy. It's when your brain feels foggy, your body feels like it's moving through mud, and your heart just feels numb. Burnout doesn't just drain your energy, it drains your joy. Things that used to make you excited don't even register anymore. The little things you used to enjoy feel like chores. Even things you normally love feel overwhelming. You start moving through your days on autopilot, just trying to get through, just trying to survive until the next moment you can collapse into your bed. But then even the bed doesn't bring relief, because your mind won't stop racing and your body refuses to let go. And you know what the scariest part is? Burnout makes you doubt yourself. You start thinking, why can't I handle this? I used to be able to deal with so much more. Why am I falling apart now? What's wrong with me? And that voice in your head, that's the most dangerous part of burnout. Because it convinces you that you're the problem, but you're not. Nothing is wrong with you. Burnout is not proof that you're weak. It's proof that you've been strong for too long without giving yourself a chance to recover. I remember going through a season in my life when burnout had me by the throat. From the outside, nobody knew. I was still doing the work, still smiling when I had to, still showing up for everyone else. But inside, I was completely numb. And I'd wake up in the morning, stare at the ceiling, and before I even got out of bed, I already felt defeated. Like the day had beaten me before it even began. And that's what burnout does. It steals the fight from you before you even get a chance to start. Excuse me. And part of the reason burnout is so common is because of the world we live in. We glorify being busy. We treat exhaustion like it's some kind of badge of honor. We brag about pulling all-nighters, skipping meals, and working weekends. We celebrate the grind. And we've tied our identity to our productivity. And somewhere along the line, we started believing that our worth is measured by how much we can do, how much we can achieve, and how much we can push ourselves before we break. And because of that belief, we ignore all the warning signs. We keep pushing, thinking rest is for later, but later never comes. Now, when was the last time you truly rested without guilt? I'm not talking about scrolling on your phone while lying in bed. I'm not talking about zoning out in front of the TV while thinking about everything you should be doing. I mean real rest. The kind where you actually feel lighter afterward, and the kind where you're present, where you allow yourself to just be. Most of us can't even remember the last time we had that, and that's exactly why burnout sneaks up on us, because we've convinced ourselves that rest is a luxury we can't afford, instead of seeing it as fuel we can't live without. Now, burnout usually starts quietly. First, it's overcommitment. You say yes to everything. You don't want to let people down. You don't want to fall behind. And slowly, your schedule owns you instead of you owning your schedule. Then it's neglecting recovery. You treat sleep, food, and downtime like they're optional. You tell yourself you'll catch up later, you'll slow down eventually, but eventually never comes. And then finally, burnout wraps its tightest grip around you when your identity gets tied to your productivity. You start believing you're only as valuable as the work you produce. And when you believe that, burnout doesn't just live in your schedule, it lives in your soul. So how do you get out of it? The first step is honesty. You have to stop pretending you're fine. You have to stop brushing it off. Stop saying, I'm just tired. When deep down, you know it's so much more than that. Because burnout thrives in silence. The more you keep it hidden, the stronger it grows. You've got to be real with yourself and say, I'm not okay right now, and I can't keep living like this. Because that's not weakness, that's true strength. That's the moment you take the mask off and allow yourself to start healing. And once you're honest, the next step is giving yourself permission to pause. Now, I know that sounds terrifying. You've been running full speed for so long that slowing down feels dangerous at this point. You think if you stop, everything will collapse. You think people will be disappointed, opportunities will pass you by, and the world will move on without you. But here's the truth. You can't rebuild yourself at full speed. And you can't heal while sprinting. If you don't stop voluntarily, burnout will stop you involuntarily. And that crash is so much harder to come back from. Now, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, you need space where you can breathe again. No phone, no noise, just you. Sitting with yourself, giving yourself permission to exist without producing, without proving, without performing. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, and you'll feel restless, guilty, and maybe even panicked. But if you stick with it, that pause will become the most important part of your recovery. When I was deep in burnout, I realized something that changed everything for me. I wasn't tired because I was doing too much. I was tired because I was doing too much of what drained me and not enough of what fueled me. I was giving all my energy to things that didn't light me up, things that didn't align with who I was. And I was starving myself of the things that actually made me feel alive. That's the shift you need to make. It's not always about stopping everything. It's about redirecting your energy towards what truly matters. And then comes rebuilding. Burnout is like a fire that's been consuming you from the inside. You don't put it out by adding more fuel. You put it out by removing the things that keep it burning. That means looking at your life and asking, what's draining me? What can I let go of? Maybe it's obligations that no longer serve you. Maybe it's people who take more than they give. Or maybe it's habits that leave you empty. Whatever it is, you've got to clear that space. Because once you remove the fuel, you start rebuilding with the basics. And I know it doesn't sound exciting, but the basics matter more than anything. Sleep, movement, nutrition, and hydration. These aren't extras. These are your foundation. And without them, nothing else works. A consistent sleep routine will change your mood, your clarity, and your energy. Moving your body, even just a walk outside, will lift the fog from your mind. And drinking water, eating whole foods, these simple choices give you the strength to heal. And it's not just your body that needs recovery, your mind does too. Because burnout thrives on overstimulation, constant scrolling, endless notifications, always being plugged in. It's like pouring static into your brain 24/7. And then it's no wonder you can't focus. No wonder you feel drained. It's because your brain never gets quiet. And silence is where healing begins. That's why you need to protect your attention. Turn off your phone. Take breaks from the noise. And give your mind a chance to breathe. And then there's your heart. Burnout isolates you. It convinces you nobody understands, so you keep it bottled up. But that silence only makes it worse. You need real conversations, and you need people who will sit with you in the mess without trying to fix you. People who actually care. And if you don't have that person right now, start with yourself. Write and journal. Record your thoughts. Get them out of your head and into the open. Because emotions are pressure, and if you don't release that pressure, it will explode. And here's something you probably haven't heard enough. Burnout steals your joy, and the only way to reclaim yourself is to start reintroducing joy back into your life. Not someday, not when you've earned it, not when things calm down. Right now. Ask yourself, what did you used to love doing before life got so heavy? What made you feel alive? It doesn't matter how small it is, reading, painting, maybe even playing music or laughing with friends, walking in nature. Bring it back, because joy is not optional. Your joy is your medicine. And I need you to hear this. Success is not grinding yourself into the ground. Success is not being the most exhausted person in the room. Success is peace. Success is being able to wake up without dread. Success is having energy left over for the people you love, the things that matter to you. You are not a machine. You are not meant to produce endlessly without breaking. You are a human being. And you deserve to feel alive. And once you've started to rebuild, you need to protect yourself from falling back into the same cycle. That means boundaries. That means learning to say no, even when it's uncomfortable. That means checking in with yourself every week and asking, am I drained or am I alive? That means weaving recovery into your everyday life, not waiting until you collapse. And it means creating a vision for your life that includes joy, rest, and growth. Not just constant work. So let me close with this. Burnout doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been carrying too much for too long, without enough care, without enough pause, and without enough grace. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to rebuild. And you are allowed to choose a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good from the outside. If you take only one thing away from this, let it be this. You are not alone. You are not failing. And it's not too late. You can come back stronger than ever, but not by grinding harder, but by giving yourself the care you've been giving everyone else. You've got this, and I'm with you. If you guys like this video, make sure you drop a like down below to let me know that this is the kind of content y'all want to see. This is the kind of things y'all want to see me talk about. If you've been enjoying my content, all my videos that I've been dropping for the past 2 weeks, if you've been enjoying it, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button right now and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any more content like this. Make sure you guys go easy on yourself and rest. I'm out of here. God bless you all.